everyone, Caren Glasser here, and welcome to Once Upon a Yoga Time. I'm so glad you're here. We have a great day planned for you today, and we'd love to hear from you. So whether you're here live or on replay, it doesn't matter. We love you. Comment below and say hi. So let's jump in and have some fun. Today we are welcoming back the creator of Mindful Circle, Rachel Rush. She created Mindful Circle to bring the practice of mindfulness and yoga to families and schools. Rachel's goal is to help students live in the present moment and enjoy life. And so we welcome Rachel to the show. Hey, Rachel, welcome back.
Hi, thank you so much.
Really happy to have you here. It's kind of sad this is your last time with us. And just want to thank you because the classes have been phenomenal. And all of our friends out there, you know the drill. Get comfortable with whoever came because we have yoga time for you today. Are you ready?
All right.
There we go.
Sounds good. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited for today's class because it's a heart-opening class. And we're really going to focus on our hearts and sending love to ourselves and anyone in our lives or around the world that might need some extra love today. So we're going to begin by stretching our arms way up high, taking a big deep breath in and exhaling, bringing our arms down. Let's do that again. Big inhale up and exhaling our arms down. We'll do one more just to settle our minds and our bodies. Big inhale up and exhale our arms down. We could even make a big heart. So you can put your hands at your heart center and we'll take a big inhale, bringing our arms up and around, exhaling, bringing your hands to your knees. And we'll try that the opposite way. So starting at our knees, big inhale, exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. All right. So now that we've taken a few deep breaths, we might feel a little bit more calm. Maybe we even feel excited. And today I'd like you to put one hand on your heart. Just notice your heartbeat, if it's fast or slow. And today we'll just take some time to appreciate all of the amazing things our heart does for us and for others. So let's go ahead and sit crisscross if you're not already. And we will be doing some heart-opening poses today. So we're really bringing our chest and our heart forward and opening it up. So we'll begin by taking some Sufi Rolls. So we're just going to go down and around. And when you come back, you can kind of round your back. And then when you come forward, you can arch it a little bit. So just warming up our spine here. You can go slow or a little faster. And then let's stop and go in the opposite direction. You can kind of switch which way you go. Notice what feels good, what might need some warming up. All right, I love these Sufi Rolls. Warms up my whole body. Okay, then we're going to come onto our mats and we'll come into tabletop. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. And we'll warm up, but before we do, I'd like you to bring your feet together and sit back on your heels, coming into Child's Pose. So you'll bring your heart down to your mat or to the floor and just rest your forehead on the mat. Take a nice deep breath here. You can walk your hands over to one side, stretching out your side. And then we'll walk our hands to the opposite side. And come back to center and just reach your heart forward. And then we'll come up to tabletop. So knees are directly under our hips and our hands are directly under our shoulders. And we're going to push into the mat as we lift our tailbone up and our chest forward, coming into Cow Pose. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, coming into cat. And then we'll inhale, coming into cow. This is another heart opener, bringing our heart forward. Exhale, come into cow. Sorry, to cat. And we'll do that one more time. You can do a few on your own. All right. And we're going to do this balancing pose that I always start my classes with. But today, pay special attention because we're going to add an extra part to it. That's a little bit of a challenge. So we'll push our right foot back, stretching our calf muscle here. And then we'll lift our back foot. And then try to lift your left hand up. Okay, we'll just start with this on this side. Seeing how our balance is today. Staring at one point on your mat. And then we'll release and kind of wiggle it out. And let's try it on the other side. So pushing your left foot back and lifting it up and then raising your right arm up. Checking your balance on this side. Woo, I have to catch my balance a little bit. And then we'll place everything down, wiggle it out, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, so now here's the extra challenge. So we'll place our right foot back again, lifting up our foot and our arm. And this time I want you to see if you can bend your back leg and grab your foot and kind of kick your foot into your hand and reach your heart forward. How's it going for everyone? And then we'll gently place our knee and our palm back on the ground. So that's just a fun extra balancing challenge. And it really opens up our heart. So let's try it on the other side. Let's press our left foot back, raise it up. Not too high, just about hip height. And then our right arm comes forward. And here comes the extra challenge. See if you can bend that knee, grab your foot and kick into your hand. Bring your heart forward and gaze forward. All right, and then we'll gently place everything down. We'll take another cat and cow just to warm up our bodies. Okay, and then can you guess what we're going to do next? Let's tuck our toes, push firmly into our palms, and we'll lift our hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. I always like to warm up with downward facing dog. We always come back to this position. Or if it's too much, you can always do child's pose instead. We'll bend our knees one at a time, walking our dog, stretching it out. This always feels really nice. And then we'll take a sun salutation. So we're going to bend our knees, and you can step or hop to the front of the mat. And you can widen your feet a little bit and just hang down low. Swaying back and forth. You can get your elephant trunk out, or you can grab your elbows, whatever feels really good here. And then we're going to slowly, as slow as you can, come all the way up to the top. All right, how's everyone doing? Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm. We'll place our hands at our heart center and lift our arms all the way up, lifting our heart up to the sky too. And then we're going to fold forward, lift up halfway, bringing our hands to our shins, placing our hands on the ground, and you can jump back or step back. And we're going to lower all the way down to our mat. And let's bring our hands right by our ribs, squeeze our elbows in, look forward, and bring your heart up, up, up as you reach up. And then we'll bring it back down. Let's try that again. Bringing our heart forward, lifting it up higher and higher. Maybe you even come up to upward facing dog. And then we'll tuck our toes and push back to downward facing dog. All right. So now we're going to come into our first standing pose. We're going to bring our right leg back and up over. And then we'll bring our knee to our nose and step it through our hands. And your front foot will be flat and your back foot, you'll just be on your toes back here. And we're going to come into Crescent Pose. So arms are up high. We're using our tummy muscles, our legs, pressing our feet firmly into the ground. And here's where our heart opener comes in. So we're going to clasp our hands behind our back and then push our heart forward and reach up to the sky, sending love to anyone you want to send it to today. And then we'll even fold over our leg and then come back up. Release our hands. Good. And then we're just going to switch our feet real quick. So let's switch feet, bringing your left foot forward and your right foot back. And you can keep this back leg straight or bend it, whatever feels better for you. Remember to listen to your body. So hands are on our hips, and then we're going to reach up, clasp our hands behind our backs, and reach our hearts up to the sky, and then we'll gently fold over and come back up. And this is called Hero's Pose. Maybe there's a hero in your life you'd like to send some love to today. And then we'll release our hands, shake it out, and come to the center. So both feet are facing forward. Hands can be on your hips, and we're going to gently fold forward. Bring our hands down to the mat. Getting a nice stretch here. And we'll lift halfway up. And then I'd like you to put your hands just above your knees, and we're going to bend our knees a little bit and go side to side. Stretching it out. And we're going to dip our left shoulder down and our right shoulder up, bringing our heart to the right side, stretching out our backs. And we'll come to the center and try that on the other side too. Oh, this one always feels really good. How's everyone doing? Hopefully these stretches feel good. Maybe you can make up your own thing to do in this position. Go side to side. Take a couple extra stretches. All right. Are you guys ready for some more challenging poses? I know I am. So let's jump back to center. Jump back and come up to the top of our mat. We'll take another sun salutation. So bringing our arms up high, reaching up. This is called Utita Hastasana. We're going to forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your palms on the mat. Step back. And we'll lower all the way down into Cobra. So coming up, or you can lift all the way up into Upward Facing Dog. Either one's just fine. And then come all the way back to your mat. Good. And we're going to clasp our hands behind our back and see if you can lift your heart up. Just for an extra challenge. All right, one more breath here. And then release it. Whew. Okay, so tuck your toes. You can come back up to tabletop or go directly into Downward Facing Dog. Stretch out those legs. Stretching out, feeling good. Our hearts are open. Our minds and bodies are open. Okay, so we're going to tuck our toes, and you can hop to the top of your mat or walk up, whatever's easier for you or feels better. And at the top of your mat, you can still face this way. I'm going to face, I'll face this way too. That sounds pretty good. So we're going to come into a couple of balancing poses that are heart openers as well. So you might be familiar with Warrior 3, and we're going to start with that one. So feet are at the top of your mat, and let's place all of our weight into our left foot. So feel all of your weight. And then we're going to bring our hands to our heart center and just warm up our balancing skills here. And we'll start to move forward and forward. You can bend your front leg too and come into Warrior 3. We've done this before and had airplane arms. You can have Superman or Superwoman arms. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Noticing how your balance is today, and then we can bring it right back. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Sometimes my left side's easier than my right side, and that's perfectly fine. Let's see how we're doing. So now we'll put all of our weight into our right foot. Hands are at our heart center, and we'll slowly lean forward, bending that front knee just a little bit. You can bring out your airplane arms, your superhero arms. How's the balance? If you fall out of it, it's totally fine. You can just hop right back into it. Okay, so we're just gonna twist it out, stretch it out a little bit. Now that we've warmed up with some balancing, we're going to go into Dancer Pose, which is one of my favorite poses because it's balance, it's opening up our chest and our heart, and I feel really powerful when I do it. So notice how you feel during this pose. Okay, so I'm going to put all my weight into my left foot, and then I'm going to bend my right knee and grab my foot. You can grab the outside or the inside. I kind of prefer the outside. And I'm going to bring my left arm forward for balance. And then what I'll do, just like Warrior 3, is slowly lean forward. And this time I'll kick my foot, push my foot into my hand, and come forward into Dancer Pose. And as you kick your foot into your hand, it might help you balance a little bit more. And then you can just try to move forward or go up. See where you're comfortable. And then you can come back down really gently. How was that for you guys? Remember, these are some tricky poses. So if you fall out of it, that just means you're growing and you're trying new things, which is pretty awesome. So let's try it on the other side. We'll place our right foot down, grab our left foot, and then bring our right arm forward for balance and kick that left foot into your hand, pushing your foot into your hand and coming forward into Dancer Pose. Maybe bend that front knee and try to look at one thing that's not moving to help you with your balance. And then you can slowly, whoop, I fell out of it a little, gently come back to center. Maybe twist out a little bit, stretch out your back. You can fold forward. Whoo, and come back up. How'd everyone do? Did you guys like Dancer Pose? Remember, you can always practice it. Another thing is you can grab onto something to practice too. So maybe you have a piece of furniture to grab onto. Just make sure that we're being safe and listening to our bodies. Okay, so let's come down to our mat. And we're going to try another heart opening pose. And for this one, I really want to emphasize to be safe and listen to your body. So if anything is uncomfortable, you can just come right out of the pose. The important thing is that we're not forcing it. So we'll warm up first. We're going to have our knees directly under our hips. We'll just be on our knees for this. And we're going to place our hands on our low back and squeeze our elbows in. And for this pose, we're going to lead with our hearts. So we're going to lift up our heart and slowly move back. And look up at the ceiling and then come forward. So we'll just start with that. And we're really going to use our tummy muscles. We're tucking our tailbone down to protect our back and our knees. And we're leading with our heart. So instead of just thinking of falling back, think about your heart reaching back up and back as you go. So let's try that one more time. Hands are directly on our low back. And then we'll lift up, coming back, tucking your tailbone. And then you can see if you can reach back and feel your ankles. And if you're ready, you can grab both of your ankles. Or if you just want to stay right here, you can do that as well. We're still warming up for this pose. Okay, so let's try it. The last one, you can try to grab your ankles if you haven't already. And this is called Camel Pose. And it's a huge heart opener. It really opens our chests, our hearts, and our lungs. It just feels really good. So remember, you can just stay right here, or if you'd like to grab your ankles, you can try it. So let's see, I'm going to notice how my body's feeling today. Sometimes I jump into this pose, and sometimes I take it a little bit slow. So here we go. So hands are on our backs, up. And I think I'm just going to grab my right ankle today. Oh, maybe my left. And then come back out. All right, how's everyone feeling? Were you able to do Camel Pose? Or maybe you just stayed right here, and that's perfectly fine too. Ooh, I like that one a lot. I think it's kind of fun. Sometimes on the last part, I get a little nervous to reach back, but if you're feeling good, you can go for it. All right, everyone. So let's bring our legs out in front of us. And just put your hands on your heart for a moment. Notice if it's beating fast. Mine's definitely beating faster than it was at the beginning of class. All right, so let's reach our arms up high. And then we will fold forward, stretching out our legs. Good. And then I'm going to reach my arms up and twist to the side. Stretching out my back after Camel Pose. One more time, up and to the side. Good. And then we're going to come into Child's Pose, just like we started at the beginning of class. So our knees are out wide, feet are together, sit back, just sink into your mat. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then we'll come up and we're going to slowly lean all the way back onto our mats. And let's hug our knees in, hugging them in, giving ourselves a big hug, sending ourselves some love, appreciating that we're trying new things and exercising our bodies. And then we'll grab one knee and bring our other foot out long. Stretch this leg up to the sky, bend it, and then let's bring this knee across our body, and then our right arm can come out, and we'll gaze over our opposite shoulder, stretching out, starting to cool down a bit, and then we'll bring that knee back up and grab the opposite knee. For me, it's the left one. Stretch my left leg up to the sky. Bend that knee, bring it over across your body. You can gaze over your left shoulder, stretching out. And then we'll bring our knees back to center and grab onto the outside of your feet, coming into happy baby. You can sway side to side, you can straighten a leg, whatever feels good. Just taking a moment to hang out here. And then we'll grab our knees, squeeze really, really tight. Last hug of the day. Giving yourself a big squeeze. And on your exhale, we'll release into Shavasana. Just laying on our backs in our final resting pose. And I'd like you to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And just notice your breath as it moves in and out of your body. And take a moment to appreciate your heart and all the wonderful things it does for you every day. Our hearts keep us alive, keep energy flowing through our body. And they also give us compassion and love. We'll take a couple more breaths here. And then you can tuck your knees in, bringing them up and curl over to one side. And gently press yourself up into a seated position. And we'll place our hands on our knees and then both hands on our heart. And we're going to send some heartfulness, some kind wishes to ourselves. So you can just repeat this out loud or in your mind. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. And then maybe choose someone special in your life that you'd like to send this message to. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. And we can send it out to the whole world. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all be at peace. Remember, you can send these kind wishes and love to anyone at any time. So we'll bring our hands to our heart center. Take a big deep breath in, bringing our hands overhead, bringing our palms together, passing our thumbs through our forehead, our nose, our mouth, and landing in our heart center. And together we'll say Namaste.
That was so wonderful.
Thank you.
So wonderful. And I hope that our viewers, whether you're here live or on replay, you send out, you open your heart and you send out these amazing, amazing blessings, really. They're blessings to everyone. We have a download for everyone. I'm going to put them up here. And this is your Once Upon a Yoga Time heart opening class. And who can you send love to today? So make sure you go over to onceuponastorytime.live and pick up your absolutely free download to make sure the fun stays for the rest of the day. You know, why not? And don't forget at the same time to go and join the Kids Corner, because we have this really cool book for everyone. It's called the Tell Your Own Story Coloring Book, as well as a lot of goodies and downloads and coloring and activity pages. And it's free, and it keeps the fun going long after the show is over. This show has been brought to you by Sticky Yoga Mats. Make sure you go pick up one of yours so that when you're doing yoga, when you go back and watch these shows with Rachel, you have a beautiful mat to put out on the floor, and you can do your yoga. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and hide this and bring this in here. Rachel, I want to thank you again. I so appreciate you. I wish you much success, and I know that our viewers are going to miss you, but you can always go back and watch Rachel's show on onceuponastorytime.live. Go out there and give somebody a wonderful weekend. Stay awesome, everyone, and we'll see you next week on Once Upon a Story Time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.